Alright everybody, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. I'm JR. Today I thought it would be fun to drink beer and answer stupid questions on the internet. So, these Blue Moon Haze, whew, not good. If you like IPAs, you might like them. I do not. So, I thought it would be fun to go through and answer some dumb questions I see on the internet, and I see the same ones all the goddamn time, and I get tired of answering them. I'm banned from Facebook, so my Facebook group is on pause as well, which is really just because I'm petty. I'm sure Mark Zuckerberg doesn't know or care that I'm not present, or the Driveway Engineer is not present on his platform, but just let me have my petty little revenge. I'm vindictive and capricious, so... But anyway, I don't know what I was doing, but the first one I'll start with is a good one, I think. It's actually not stupid, and I see it every once in a while, is what makes CLS so good. And if we look through like an exploded diagram, and this one's pretty good, there's a multitude of things that make the LS so good compared to like an old small block that you may be used to, or an old Ford small block, or an old Dodge small block. The engines that people are replacing them with. The simple, first boiled down simple answer is it has the benefit of 60 plus years of V8 development behind it. So, you know, you can go back to the flathead Ford V8, and then the Olds overhead valve that kind of stole some of the architecture and design from that, and the small block Chevy that Zora Arcus Duntoff designed that was actually based on his Ardun overhead valve conversions for flatheads. Those are really nifty if you want to look them up. There's a lot of history, but the basic premise is that, you know, we learned a lot by 1995, you know, after 40 years of small block and 60 years of V8 engine development altogether. So it has all the features that people would want in a hot rod engine already from the factory. It has a deep skirt block, which means that, like on a traditional small block, this ends right here. On most traditional blocks, the block ends at the main cap, so the cap's just kind of hanging out, walking around, doing its thing. Hemis are famous for having deep skirted blocks. Ford Y blocks also have deep skirted blocks. There's some others out there, but most of them are going to be flat across the bottom, and the LS is not. It goes deep down around, and it actually captures the main bearing saddle, so it can't walk around in there. That's one big deal that helps it turn a lot of RPM and do a lot of power. It has a favorable rod to stroke ratio. The valve angle, what they learned from NASCAR and running in NASCAR and the SB2 heads and the 2.2 heads, the less angle they ran, the more power they made. So the heads on a 4.8 LS, I remember this debate going back 20 years ago, when I was into Fox Body Mustangs and drag racing and all that. The guys would say that you put too big of a head on it and you would kill the low end. You know, and you can't run an AFR, you know, 195 head on a 302 because you'll kill the low end. And then the LS came along and we started looking at it. Well, the LS was along at that point, but we hadn't really looked at it as hot rodders. You know, it was expensive and new at the time in the early 2000s. You know, your basic 823 head, or not 823, 706 head. Your basic 706 head on a 4.8 or a 5.3 flows something like 235 CFM. And they put these in work trucks and, you know, work vans, and they clearly were meant to have low end and lug things around. And they did that fine. So the heads just flow insane amounts compared to old school heads. A factory rectangle port head flows more than most big block heads for a factory rectangle LS port. The Gen 3 Hemi heads are outstanding flow too. Most of these things that I'm saying is true of most modern engines. The Gen 3 Hemi is a deep skirted block. It has all these same benefits. The cost isn't really there. They didn't poop out as many of them. The Ford modular V8s actually are deep skirted blocks. Their shortcoming is that they're overhead cam, so it makes them really wide. So it's hard to put them in stuff when it's, you know, it's only 4.6 liters, but physically it's huge. What else makes them? The GD&T and the things that go into eliminating tolerance stack. So if you talk to like a construction worker or something, you know, they'll tell you I can read blueprints, and they're gonna pull up something, you know, pretty simple. Where are we at here? We'll just do something like this, right? This is a simple blueprint. It's in feet. It's for a property layout. So this is 32 foot, 0.09 feet. It's got a 16 foot wide driveway. This is a simple blueprint, right? If you get into an actual automotive blueprint at a engineering level, you're going to see something more like this. So now you got all these crazy symbols and M and A and what the F is all of this, and what does it have to do with an LS engine? Well, let me tell you, as simply as possible. We'll just do this bolt hole real quick. So you have 8X at 45 degrees. That's fine. But it doesn't control them going out or in, right? So you would say, well, what does control them going out or in? And it's actually this nonsense right here. So this crosshair means that it's a true position. This symbol means that it's a diameter with a maximum material condition. And it's constrained by datum A, which is the flatness here. I can see it. And also by C with a maximum material condition on that. Where is our C datum? It's here. It's the actual squareness of this counterbore to the A surface. So all that means is that this is going to be in precise location to the actual center bore of that, which is what you want for a bolt flange, right? LS engines have this kind of stuff built into them. That's how they were designed. So you're not allowed to have a condition where on older engines you'd hear people must have been built on a Monday. That's not a thing anymore, which is why these things go 3, 4, they go longer than the chassis, right? Up here in Michigan, the half tons with their little weenie frames, they rot out and break long before the engine's done. The transmissions give up the ghost long before the engine's done. So it all adds up to, you know, really making an engine that is exactly what it's supposed to be in, so that the one on Monday is exactly the same as the one on Thursday, Friday. It doesn't matter. Sunday, double time. They're all the same, and you're not going to get into a condition where one's really tight and one's really loose, because this kind of scheme doesn't allow that, like your old school blueprints do. So, yeah, where are we at? That kind of covers why the LS is so good, really. There's a bunch of them. They're really cheap. If you don't get hung up on having to have a 6.2 or an aluminum 5.3 or whatever, you know, you can get one for a few $100 with the harness and everything from a wreck. So we'll head over to the hated face space. Oh, I'm not logged in. You guys want to know my password? I actually got an email from Facebook saying that I'm famous and I need to secure my account better. Okay, so we can go to, well, let's go to US Auto. This is one of my local junkyards. US Auto Supply of Sterling Heights. So big trucks, blah, 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 Chrysler trucks, GM trucks. This one burnt up, but it's a new body style. I wouldn't mess with it. Look at this guy. Perfect example. This thing flipped the fuck over. You think it wasn't running when it flipped over? It was running. Take this 5.3 and go do burnouts. And don't worry about, there's not an L59 and I want an L33 because it's got this much more lift and I think it'll really respond to boost. Stop that bullshit. Take whatever fucking engine you can find. All I'm trying to, I don't know about you, I know that half my commenters are just, you know, competing at the absolute pinnacle of motorsports, but I'm not going to the douchebag nationals next month or anything else. All I'm trying to do is ding-a-lang-dang my dang-a-lang ding-dong, drink fucking Blue Moons, and spin donuts and have fun in my truck. That's it. This 5.3 will accomplish all of that. It was fucking running for this guy. Why wouldn't it run for you? It will. Put a cam in it, put some headers on it, put a turbo on it if you have to, and go have fun. I think they get like, I don't know, US Auto's kind of expensive, but they get a few $100, like $300 for their engines. Just pull it, use it. It's from a wreck. Like, it ran. You don't have to fuck with it. Which kind of brings me to my next, I don't know what's going on here. Other than I shouldn't have already drank 4 of those and then started yelling at you guys. Whatever. That's what you're here for, right? Let's go to my favorite dumb group. LS Swap. Your group. It's not my group. I just joined it like an idiot. All the time. Just the dumbest fucking questions in this group. That's not a dumb question. What is this? That's not a dumb question. That's a normal question. Has anyone bought this engine? Why the fuck would they? Like, if you're not building a show car, I mean, I get it. If you have a 69 Camaro and it's just, you know, fucking awesome and got a Detroit Speed fucking chassis and all that other shit, why are you spending $10,000 fucking dollars on an engine? Absolute fucking nonsense. Should I scoop it up? No, Brandon, you shouldn't. You should kick it over on the stand. $950 fucking dollars. Anyone have a... I want to do a budget build 6.0. Then leave your fucking pistons alone, Rashad. What the fuck? That's not... I mean, I guess everybody's idea of budget's different than everybody else's, right? The Pentagon has a fucking budget, but it's not like mine. I had like multiple machine shops surface my heads and they came out perfect. Then I took them to a shop near my work to have them clean that specializes in cylinder heads. This doesn't even make any fucking sense, Dennis. What the fuck are you even on about? You fucking wanker. But, yeah, I don't... Why the fuck would you have your head surfaced and then have them clean? That doesn't even make... Dude, stay the fuck away from the machine shop. Pull it from a fucking wrecked Tahoe, and you don't have to be with Dennis out here fucking wondering if your shit's gonna blow up all the time. Eric's doing his LS Beretta still. That's cool. Can anyone get me the specs for this cam? Google can, dick face. Fucking why I hate when people like just you can't type those numbers into fucking Google. No, because you got better shit to do. Why somebody else types them into Google for you. Blah 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 blah. Bought a new forged crank rods and pistons. First of all, Robert is never going to make the power he needs to use this. I guarantee it. So I took my 6.0 to the machine shop. Good job, Robert. Oh, look, I laugh reacted at it. I guarantee this dude's like just fucking building some normal ass fucking car and riding the struggle bus all the way for no reason. He could have power washed it, painted that shit orange, and put it in his junk. Has anybody ever used this engine? Why are you trying to get bearings? Why are you trying to get bearings when whole engines exist for 300 fucking bucks? Freshly built. How do you guys break them in? Well, I'll tell you how I see this one all the time. I will tell you how the factory breaks them in. They drive them, they roll to the end of the fucking assembly line, and then the little wheel chock comes off, and some old lady gets in there and hits the fucking button, and they start up, and she drives it 35 yards out into a lot where it sits for a few days, and then they drive it onto a train car, and then it goes to a distribution center where they drive it onto a truck, and then they drive it onto a lot, and then your salesman takes it out for lunch and try to bang the intern. And that's pretty much how they fucking break them in. But, you know, your LS is special, you special fucking snowflake. Yours is unlike the fucking 300,000 a year they pooped out and broke in just like that. You need to get Joe Gibbs fucking driven racing oil and break it in with a fucking weed sprayer hooked up to your asshole so that you can fart in it and fucking pressurize the bearings. That's a thing. That needs to happen. Fucking nonsense. Recommended break-in. Go do a fucking burnout, you pussy. This dude's shaving intakes. Shaving intakes is hard. I've done it. There's videos on the channel. It's not hard. It's just a lot of effort, and it fucking sucks. That's pretty cool, Cosworth Vega. Not everything on the internet makes me angry. Some things make me laugh. I have no idea what the fascination was. I guarantee when David was fucking buying this engine, how many miles are on it? How many miles are on it? How many miles are on it? Do you have proof of the mileage? Because I'm going to tear it all apart. Fucking dick. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Oh, this guy. I missed this shit. Dakota Paget. You fucking dick. Let's find Dakota. Shall we find Dakota? I don't know if I can find Dakota's... I want you guys to see this because I want you guys to see who you're listening to on the internet or who you're potentially listening to. And all I can really say is take that shit. All I can say in my own defense is my shit runs. It doesn't right now, but you know, it's been running for 3 years. I took it apart to put a turbo on it. Trying to do my first LS swap. Have to know, is it really worth it? Ted, this is not a stupid question if you happen to be watching. Ted represents most of my subscribers, and it just pains me to see him on a place like LS Swap. Because I'm an old school guy that knows old school. The LS requires a lot of extra stuff. No, buy a whole one that runs, man. Buy a whole one that runs. Buy a whole one that runs, Ted. Quit listening to these assholes. They never finish shit anyway. What oil do I use? Fucking oil, motherfucker. Oil. I have no idea what this shit is. I know somebody clicked on some bullshit, though, Dylan. Oh, I have to find that post with that asshole. I can just show you guys. Where the fuck is it? So, I don't know what the question was. I don't have that in my screenshot apparently. But so somebody asked, you know, about using LS6 springs. It was in LS swaps too. It was about using LS6 springs with a sloppy stage 2 cam, which is an Elgin 1840P. So Dakota comes along and says, Junkyard 5.3, I resealed it, new lifter, sloppy stage 2 cam, new oil pump, stock valve springs, drive the shit out of it, no issues. This was yesterday. Dakota, you fucking fuck. This was yesterday. Fuck Dakota. March 1st, Dakota didn't know what headers to buy. On February 13th, Dakota's LS engine was laying in front of his fucking 3rd gen, and he didn't know what headers to buy. But now it's running with fucking stock springs? You fucking lying fuck. You're trying to get somebody to blow up their fucking engine. By the way, you can't run, you need like a Pack 1218. I forget the specs. But LS6 springs do not meet the specs for a sloppy stage 2. Has anyone ordered this engine? No, nobody ordered. Order one from the junkyard, you fucking elitist douche. Look, so many people shit on him that he turned off fucking commenting because he didn't want to hear it. This all the time too. Jesus, I have a 5.3, heads ported. Well, that'll change your fucking life. You'll have 8 more horse torques, and you won't know what to fucking do with yourself. You're probably time traveling that bitch now. I want to know what stall to put in it. Well, ask Texas fucking Speed, or ask your converter manufacturer, which for me is Ryan Jans at Tampa Performance. Just ask them. That's what they fucking do. Don't ask random retards on the fucking idiot internet. Eric has the right answer here. Ask the converter manufacturer. That's what they do for a living. When people do shit like, you know, this shitty intake in his cool Chevelle, I get it. It looks cool. Is it possible to order an ECU with a tune and then data? Yeah, that is possible, and lots of companies do it. Absolutely. This is a cool truck. I'm almost out of fucking beer now. I'm angry. I can hear Coconut downstairs. She's angry too. Is there a run mode that GM uses to bypass all the sensors to allow a mechanic to run the motor without all the diagnostics? No, fucker. No. Are you a fucking troll? No. Like, that's what they fucking do. Header versus LS3 dipstick versus your dipstick's in the wrong place. It goes over here. Shithead. You might not be a shithead. You don't know. But for fuck's sake. Best points to hook cherry picker to. Hook it to your taint. Got an LM7 truck engine, bought LS1 pump. You're already fucked up. You got the wrong spacing. That's why it doesn't line up. Yeah, 6-liter NA. I bet this is a fucking hoot. What is this, a 300? It is a 300Z. Do I need better fuel management for this setup? No, you don't need better fuel management to make 1,000 fucking horsepower, and you never will. You just, no, you don't. I'm all out of beer. I'm tired of this stupidity. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I might do some more like this. We'll see. If you saw yourself on here, I'm not sorry. I don't apologize. Whatever. Be smarter. See you next time. Fucking out of here. I'm going to eat some steak.